Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the VikingGnomeAnime channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing episode 1 of the newly released second isekai of the summer 2023 season, Sweet Reincarnation. And as you can maybe tell by their name, yes it is indeed about sweets, and this pastry chef that does get reincarnated. Now this anime doesn't waste time, it gets straight into the action. We see the pastry chef being basically the world's best patissier, and he gets killed by his own massive candy bird of some sort. And, well, it gets reincarnated because he just wanted to make his dream come true of making the best sweet in the world. Or making people happy with sweets and such. Admirable goal, I suppose. So yes, he gets reincarnated in the first 2 minutes. They don't waste any time. Don't explain any sort of magic systems or power levels. Just puts him in the new world and off we go. Now, I will say that it is definitely... I mean, I'm not sure if this is like a comedy-esque sort of show where they play on the concept of sweets a lot, but I did catch, for example, of course, that the MC's name is Pastry Millie something, right? And his father's name is, what, Lord Casserole? It's like, okay, dude, I get it. We're doing food, we're doing sweets. Okay. So yeah, so we go into this new world. He is reincarnated as the son of this local fief lord. He's only the lord of like 120, 150 people, or like 100-ish people, right? Very small fiefdom. It's sort of the back country in this world. And he became a noble because of his battlefield exploits, was rewarded some sort of fiefdom for that. And they towed the land, did a lot of stuff, and now they have like a... They worked up to having like 3 small villages and having some crops of wheat and barley and such. But nothing too much, right? And of course, this is very vexing for our MC because he loves sweets and just wants to make sweets, you know, but he lacks sugar and caramel and... Well, that is sugar, but whatever. He lacks sweets, okay? So that's how we start off. Now, this first episode, it wasn't too bad. Now, I expected it to be way more, let's say, way more lackluster based on the concept, but it's actually more quote-unquote serious, or they take things more seriously than I expected at the outset. What I mean by that is that it seems like, you know, they actually are taking time to flesh out some of the characters. They're actually having half-decent, logical character like development things happening and logical events unfolding and how they might unfold in a realistic setting if this was the world, right? A good example of this is that one of the big plot points in episode 1 is that some like band of 50 bandits that were not quelled by the local count, which I guess is like one of the higher people in the local area. He was not able to quell the bandit uprising or bandit something happening in his area, so 50 or something got away, and now they're on the way to this small fiefdom, and they don't have the manpower to defend themselves against this, really. And then the father thinks, okay, I might ask the Count for reinforcements before they come there, because it might take months before the bandits actually arrive at their area, but then he explains it with, no, I can't actually get reinforcements because the Count will not want to give me reinforcements to quell this uprising, because it will make him look weak and incompetent for not being able to do so in the first place. So those sort of simple things in the story and in the world building, it gives me a great promise that, okay, they might actually do things in a more logical, realistic, well, quote-unquote realistic way, for isekai anime, than what is the usual. As most times, or many times, with these sort of, let's say, half-serious-ish concepts, isekai-wise, they just go balls to the wall, don't really care about story or development or world building or logic within the universe, but this anime might take those aspects somewhat more seriously, which I appreciate. Basically, the rest of the episode, we, outside of his, of course, being obsessed with sweets, we find out that, okay, to defend from this bandit swarm that is coming in a few months' time, the father decides that, okay, the son will undergo this ceremony, this coming-of-age ceremony. So he brings him to the capital with some sort of wind magic. Apparently magic is something that, of course, is in the world, as is expected in isekai, but magic isn't all that common, potentially. Not totally sure, but apparently only some people have, like, the potential to really have magic, and then you have to undergo some sort of trial in the church to sort of get magic of some sort. It wasn't completely well explained, I feel, in the first episode, how the magic system works, but our MC did, of course, get some sort of magic. It did say something about replicate, so we'll have to see what his magic is doing or what he got magic-wise after this trial. The trial itself, or the trial itself at the church to get magic was a bit bizarre. I was like, what are we doing here? Apparently, they tie the child to the chair, to like a big chair in like a bodysuit, and he's like unable to move, and he's blindfolded and ear muffled and stuff, and he has to sit in total isolation for like days, potentially 2 days in his case, for his magic to come out. It's like, damn, that's like torture almost for most people. It's like, goddamn, that's some rough stuff, dude. But okay. So yeah, but of course he endures because he's thinking and fantasizing about sweets the entire time. Of course. And yeah, I mean, I also did like the small things, like at the end, as of course the father, as is usual in these sort of Middle Ages sort of set shows time-wise, that the father gives like a tithe basically to the priest, thanking him for his service and helping the son get magic and stuff. And we do find out at that point as well that the son apparently has like a lot of magic power or a lot of potential, or at least in some way or form he's very powerful in this world, which is of course expected. But the father only gives him like, say, silver coins, as the priest says, which I assume is not the biggest amount of money, right? And then the priest says that I can only expect so much from a backwater lord. This will not be enough, right? This bribe will not be enough to keep my mouth shut. Then alluding to him, probably telling to some relevant people that, okay, this backwater lord's son is very powerful, and, you know, maybe you might want to kidnap him or do something else to him before he grows of age. Who knows? But there's a lot of potential intrigue with that in the future episodes, so I like how they set that up. My biggest gripe about this first episode is actually going to be the very short sort of 2-minute section where the mother and the sister, as he is the only son in a family of 6, with 5 sisters, the next sister and mother cross-dress him into some goddamn dresses and put makeup on him and basically just dote on how pretty and amazing he looks in a dress. Dude, anime, stop cross-dressing male characters, okay? Stop it. Stop right now. I do not want more cross-dressing, okay? Stop with this cross-dressing fetish some of you people have, okay? No, I refuse. Cease. So we do get some of that. Thankfully, it isn't too obnoxious and it is over quickly, but I do feel it is going to be a recurring theme in this anime with the mother and the sister, and basically all his sisters, loving to cross-dress him around. Oh god. Hopefully it's going to end with this, but I'm not too sure. Now, as a whole here, I do think this anime, as I said, has way more promise than I initially thought. And this first episode did overall impress me in terms of what I was expecting from the outset. So this is definitely going to be one that, yes, of course, it might not be the most complex, might not be the most in-depth, insane story or characters or anything, but it should be a very sort of nice B-tier esque isekai for the season. Of course, trailing behind heavy hitters like Mushoku Tensei, etc. So yeah, I was overall happy with the first episode. Of course, I'm an isekai addict, so what do you expect? But I'll definitely be watching more of this. For some reason, 2 episodes came out today. So I'm not sure if that was a mistake, releasing episode 1 and 2 on day 1, but they did. So I guess I'm gonna watch episode 2 now, and then make a review of that, and hopefully the episode 2 is still up by the time this video comes out, or episode 2 review comes out. That being said, hope you enjoyed this episode 1 review of Sweet Reincarnation, a new isekai for the summer 2023 season that does have some promise, and yeah, that's it. See you next time. If you did like the video though, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Thank you for your support. Bye bye.